Today, we're going to tear down one of the biggest myths out there, the idea that you have to be born with some kind of natural talent to succeed. We're going to look at a much simpler and honestly, a much more powerful idea, the architecture of action. You know that feeling, right? You see someone else killing it, and you just think, wow, I could never do that. They're just a natural. It's a thought that can stop you dead in your tracks. But what if that whole idea is just wrong? So, first things first, let's pull apart this myth of effortless talent. We got to understand what it is and why it has such a tight grip on us.
And it really does, doesn't it? When you see a phenomenal athlete or a brilliant artist, their skills seems almost like magic. It feels so out of reach that we just slap a label on it, talent, like it's some superpower they were just born with.
But here's the catch. Talent, all by itself, is just potential. It's like having a bag of seeds but never planting them. If you don't add consistent action, that talent just sits there. It becomes nothing more than a wasted promise.
And this really frames the whole thing perfectly. On one hand, you've got talent, which is basically useless without action. It can't do anything on its own. But on the other hand, you've got action. That's the engine. That's the thing that slowly, bit by bit, turns that raw potential into actual undeniable skill. So, if action is the real key, then why is everyone still so obsessed with talent? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is the stories we're fed every single day. Which brings us right to social media's hidden story. Think about it. Social media is basically the world's biggest highlight reel. We only see the flawless final product, the big win, the perfect moment. But what's left out? The real story. The thousands of hours of repetition, the boredom, the frustration, all the years of invisible work that made that one effortless moment possible. And that's the real danger here. By showing us only the shiny result and completely hiding the messy, grueling process, social media makes us believe the myth. We start thinking that if it's not easy for us, we must be doing something wrong, that we're the only ones who have to struggle. Okay, now we're getting to the absolute core of this whole thing. This is where we take that story we've been told and we flip it completely on its head. See, for our entire lives, we've been told the story completely backwards. We think talent has to come first, and then you can take action. But the truth is the exact opposite. And there it is. Let that one sink in. Action creates talent, not the other way around. Action isn't something you do once you feel talented. Action is the very thing that builds the skill that we end up calling talent. It is the cause, not the effect. So how does this actually work? Well, it's this awesome 4-step feedback loop. It all starts with the simplest thing. You just show up. That's step 1. That action lets you build reps, which is step 2, and that's how you actually build skill. As your skill grows, you start to earn trust in yourself. That's confidence, step 3. And that confidence makes it easier to get into a state of flow and build momentum, which is step 4, which of course makes it even easier to show up the next day. You see, each step just fuels the next one. So this all leads to a really practical shift in thinking. If action is the thing that builds the skill, we need a better way to track our progress. We need a new question to ask ourselves. And that brings us to the one question that truly matters. So many of us have that voice in our heads constantly asking, am I good enough? Do I really have what it takes? That question just breeds doubt and keeps you stuck. The new question is so much simpler, and it's something you can actually control. Did I show up today? And just changing that one question, it changes everything. First, your progress is suddenly measurable. It's a simple yes or no. Did you do it or not? Second, self-doubt starts to fade away because the question has nothing to do with how good you are. And finally, it puts your growth right back where it belongs, in your hand. And really, that's what this all boils down to. This is the big takeaway. It's not just some feel-good mantra, it's a total shift in where you put your energy and your focus. It's about taking back control. I want you to really think about this for a second. The number one reason people fail isn't because they lack ability. It's because they wait. They wait to feel inspired. They wait to feel ready. They wait for the perfect time. And that waiting, that's where potential goes to die. So here's the bottom line. Stop looking for your potential in some genetic lottery. Your potential isn't something you were born with or without. It's something you forge. You build it piece by piece with the small, consistent, everyday choice to just show up and do the work. And that's really where we'll leave it. Because at the end of the day, that's the only question that matters. If the answer is yes, then you're not just hoping for a better future, You are actively building it. You're the architect.